Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is RJ Vishet, and today some of my favorite booktubers are going to be picking my reads again. I'm so excited. Let's get started. This is definitely one of my favorite books I've read this year, even though it is not a 5 star. I don't know why, but whenever I hear her speak, it just calms me down a lot. This actually takes place in 2004. I thought it was like 1900s or something like that. I don't know why. Like, I'm liking it, but I'm also kind of bored, but I'm also really invested. If you have read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, it is that whimsical but with a gothic vibe to it. You may have seen the booktubers from the thumbnail, but it's whatever. The first booktuber who picked my read is none other than Freya. I absolutely love her channel, her reading vlogs, amazing. Her reset videos, amazing. Her sit down chatty video is amazing. I never get bored watching her videos, and that is a lot to say because I get bored really easily. The way she explains the plot of books, I just love her. She gives me like clean girl springy vibes. I don't know why, but that's what she gives to me. She sometimes gives autumn too. But yeah. So, she actually first picked Belladonna by Adeline Grace, but another booktuber had picked that for me to read before I asked her. I'm gonna be reading Belladonna in this video, but I'm not gonna be reading it first because my audiobook Libby Hold comes out in like 2-3 days, so I'm gonna be waiting for that. So then Freya picked Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. It is a fantasy with a historic setting. It is like I love you in every single lifetime and I'll kill you in every single one of them. That kind of vibe. I love that vibe. The cover of this book is really pretty too. I have it on hand so we can read the first line together because that is practically tradition here. Look at this. Are you telling me this is not pretty? Because if you're telling me that, I don't trust you. I read Silver Cloak by this author and I loved it, so I'm really excited to get into this. Prologue. The ribbon binding the wrist together was red as a wound. Okay, intriguing. Now let's read the first line of the first chapter. This book is only of 361 pages, which is so thankful for that because the last few books I've been reading have been like 600 700 pages. This actually takes place in 2004. I thought it was like 1900s or something like that. I don't know why. The dining table was set for a feast, but all the carving knives had been hidden. The last thing we needed was the stabbing of an oligarch over carne asada. I assume those are foods, but that is a nice starting line too. I'm really excited. I have the audiobook of this on my Libby. I'm also going to be having the audiobook of Belladonna on my Libby. So I'm really excited to like immersive read this book. So I'll get to reading. I'll update you when I'm like 30 to 50% of the way through the book. I don't know. We'll see. Now let's get started. Thank you, Freya, for picking my read. I've heard some people say that they hate the ending of Our Infinite Fates, but some people say that they love it. So I'm really excited to see which end of the spectrum I fall at. So, guys, I'm currently 75% of the way through Our Infinite Fates. I'm on page number 271, as you can see, the Whales chapter. So, let me tell you the plot of the book. There is a main lifetime that we are living in, and the previous lifetimes where they have each killed each other. So, current lifetime, the main lifetime is the Wales one, and then we are going back in the past to see what actually happened to make Evelyn and Arden kill each other and love each other in every single one of the past lifetimes. So, they cannot they cannot age till 18 years before their 18th birthday. They have to kill one another or something really tragic will happen. They'll pass through some ruination or something like that. We haven't got to the plot twist yet, but my thoughts so far on this book have been like I'm liking it, but I'm also kind of bored, but I'm also really invested. I'm not emotionally attached to any of the characters. One story, the story of Siberia, it was like the fifth chapter or something like that, page 34 exactly. Russia, not Russia, Siberia. Is Siberia in Russia? Yeah, Siberia is in Russia, right? Yeah, Russia. Russia, 1986. It had me in the trenches. I felt so sad for the characters. The fact that there are like so many different timelines we are traveling through, that is getting me kind of confused. We are getting to know why they have to kill each other. If there had been like a few less timelines, it would have been better, but every single one of them is important. I'm just not emotionally attached to the characters. I'm not actually loving the book. I'm like, meh about it. But I can see why people love it and I can see why people don't like it. There are so many plot holes in this. I'm not excusing the plot holes anymore, but there are many things that the author kind of ignored, I think. I'm not liking that it is feeling like a 3-star read, and I'll update you when I'm like 95% of the way through the book. Nothing crazy has happened till now. We are just in the present timeline. Wales, as I said, and the main female character, Evelyn, is trying to save her sister Gracie's life by preventing Arden from killing her or giving her a few days so she can actually donate some marrow cells. Her sister has cancer, so she can donate some marrow cells to save her sister's life, and that is going on. We'll see how it goes. So, guys, I'm currently 92% of the way through Our Infinite Fates. I'm on page 331. There is like 27 minutes left in the book. I'm in the middle of a chapter, sorry, but that jar is for my TBR jar prompts. I forgot to put it back in its place, so ignore it. But I just read the plot twist and it was so underwhelming. I kind of predicted it in a very vague way. I'm just kind of underwhelmed with the ending. I expected more. People say that the ending is cute though. So yeah, I'll get to reading now. Oh, I want to read you a quote of the book that I bookmarked, I think. Okay, listen to this. Arden was the vast tapestry that grew more detailed with every incarnation. Perhaps the raw material began as a simple expanse of goodness, of loyalty, of creativity and imagination, but with every life they lived and every life they took, another section of elaborate beadwork was stitched through the silk. Each piece of knowledge gained was a jewel in the border. Each new person they encountered was an intricate patch of embroidery. All this texture made them so endlessly interesting, made me want to run my fingers over every inch so that I could explore it, understand it, and unravel it. So beautifully written. I love this. Okay, yeah, that's all the updates for now. That's how it ends. Okay, I clearly did not cry at the ending, but I'm confused as to what I should rate it. It's done. So, guys, I finished Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars because the plot twist was underwhelming. The ending was kind of cute, but I felt like I had to force myself to read the book. It was interesting at some points, but not enough to grab my attention. This felt like The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, which I prefer wholeheartedly. It was a 5-star read for me. I love that book so much. But yeah, that's for Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. I would recommend it if you want to try it out. The premise was really fun. That is why I'm gonna give it 3 stars. So, thank you so much, Freya, for picking Our Infinite Fates. I've been wanting to read it for a long time. I'd heard great things about it, so I'm glad I finally got it off my TBR. Then, the next booktuber who has picked my reads is Ilya. Her YouTube channel is phenomenal. Her accent is one of my favorites. I don't know why, but whenever I hear her speak, it just calms me down a lot. She reads more fiction books, but she also reads fantasies and romances and thrillers. Sometimes I'm not sure about thrillers, but She's one of my favorite booktubers ever. All of these are my favorites. So the book she recommended was The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovellino. I've heard nothing but great things about it. It is a fantasy with a lady knight. So I'm really excited to read it. My Kindle is here My Kindle is here charging, so let's read the first line together. Oh, I forgot to tell you this, but Rhea also recommended The Second Death of Locke. That is just such a coincidence. She recommended Our Infinite Fates, The Second Death of Locke, and Belladonna. All three of these books I'm gonna read in this video. Yeah, the map and all of the designing in this book, it is really, really pretty. The cover of the book is so pretty too. Okay. It was raining again in Mekethur as Grey stalked across the encampment towards the command tent. So, a good starting line. I am really excited and I'll get to reading. We are going to Goa right now, so that is why I have to make this update a little quick. We are gonna stay there for like 2 to 3 days, so I'll update you when I'm there too. Thank you, Leah, for picking such an anticipated read for me. I think it could be a 4-star or a 5-star. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's all for right now. Okay guys, I'm like 50% of the way through The Second Death of Locke and I'm in Goa right now. So if you can hear the waves or the rain behind me, just assume that it's the ambience. So my thoughts so far, I am really liking the book. The plot of the book is that there is the main female character is Grey and the male main character is Kier. Grey is a knight and she's a lady knight, which I've not read a lot of and I want to read more of. She and Khair are bounded because in this world there are wells and mages. They can't do magic without either of them. So a well has magic inside them, but they can't do the magic without the mage because they pull out the magic in them, and that concept is really fascinating to me. So the intimacy in this book is really fun too. It's just not romantic, it is like friendship, friendly, familial, and I'm really liking that. The yearning in this is, oh my god, I'm still at like the 52 something percent mark and the yearning has still not been resolved. There is like nothing and I'm loving that. I love books with yearning. Yeah, sorry I was not in the middle. Other thoughts so far, I think I could rate this book like a 4-star or a 4.5-star because I'm really enjoying it. The chapters are kind of long, but I finished part 2 a long time ago. But Grey is the heir of Locke, the kingdom that was burned down by someone who we don't know, and we are also trying to figure out who burned that kingdom down. The Isle of Locke has all of the magic. The magic generates from there, so there's the mystery behind that and I'm enjoying that too. And yeah, that's all for right now. I'll update you when I'm like 75% of the way through the book, and yeah. I forgot to tell you this, but Leah, she reads more fiction and I've been itching to read more like historical fiction, general fiction, literary fiction. So I definitely get recs from her when I want to read something in that subgenre. So yeah. So guys, I finished The Second Death of Locke yesterday. I did not update you because it was like 10:50 p.m. something like that when I finished the book and my father was sleeping, so I did not want to disturb them. I'm so sorry, but it is what it is. So I think I'm gonna rate it 4 stars because the magic system was really phenomenal. I loved the magic system. The yearning was so good, but I think I got a little bored when the two characters got together. It's just I love the anticipation more than the final reaching point destination. But the yearning was good too. I wanted them to get together, but yeah, if you get what I'm saying, I really liked the book. I would definitely recommend. I'm definitely going to be reading the next book in this interconnected standalone series. The next is called The Thief and the Traitor Bride, I think. And the characters in that book, we have not met them in this book, so I'm excited to see how they connect. When the title of the book made sense to me, I was like gobsmacked. The title was really crazy, but I loved it. The writing style of the author is so amazing. The way that she writes scenes, it does it for me every single time. And that are my thoughts on the second death of Locke. The ending was kind of bittersweet, but I really liked it. Why is my Kindle so goddamn slow? It's loading. What is love without freedom? And what is life without you? Oh my god. I'm freaking out. I love that line so much. It is one of my favorites in the book. So, highly recommend it. Thank you so much, Leah, for picking this book. I'm so glad that I got it off my TBR. I'm so glad that I read it. This is definitely one of my favorite books I've read this year, even though it is not a 5 star. Then, that is all my thoughts for the second death of Locke right now. The next booktuber who has picked my reads is none other than Caitlin. And the book she picked was Belladonna. She is like the definition of a bestie. She is so sweet, so kind, so wholesome, just amazing in general. All of these girlies are just amazing in general. I love every single one of them. They are people who would not judge you based on what you read, how you read, when you read, and all of that whatnot. I just love them. And Caitlin her reading taste and mine reading taste are like pretty similar. Whichever book she loves, I know that I will love it. So, the book she recommended was Belladonna. As I said, she has not read it, but she has heard great things about it, so I'm excited to get into it. I just got the audiobook for Belladonna on my Libby. The hold was released now. So I'll start reading Belladonna and let's read the first line of the book together. It started with the cry of a baby is the prologue. It's said that 5 belladonna berries are all it takes to kill someone. Okay, interesting. I'm really intrigued. Thank you for picking my reads. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, so I'm just under halfway of Belladonna. I'm on page 171. I'm 45% of the way through the book, and 4 hours 50 minutes are left in the book. My thoughts so far. I'm liking the book. The audiobook is phenomenal. I am loving it when I'm immersive reading it. When I'm just reading it on my Kindle, I'm not liking it that much. So I try to listen to the audiobook whenever I'm reading it, and that is changing my experience of the book. Definitely recommend the audiobook if you decide to read it. So the plot of the book is that the main female character has been closely associated with death since she was like a little baby. Her mother died when she was a baby because of poisoned wine or something like that, and when death tried to take her, he couldn't because she could not die. And that is an interesting concept. This book has a murder mystery which the female character is trying to solve because her parents are dead, and so she's moving from caretaker to caretaker, caretaker to caretaker. Her parents were really rich, so she has a fortune she gets when she gets of like 20 years or something like that. So every caretaker who intakes her gets a small amount of allowance from that, but they all die because they're closely associated with it. I'm not explaining it correctly, but just read the blurb if you don't understand what I'm saying. I feel like it is best to go into this book blindly if you do. And one thing that is currently aching me out is that the main female character takes too long to put things together. She takes like a lot of time to understand what is happening even when we know what is happening. So that is currently not, I'm not liking that. Sorry for the dark background, but when I'm turning on the light it looks like this. Yeah. One thing I'm liking is the banter, and that death plays a huge role in this, which I'm really liking. I find myself giggling at that parts. And another thing is that I kind of figured out a plot twist that has still not been revealed, and I've heard that what I predicted is true. So it was so obvious. I'm kind of thinking why the female character is not figuring that out. The murder mystery that the female character has to solve is she has been taken by another caretaker, and the caretaker's daughter should be dead but she isn't, and someone is trying to murder her. So she's trying to find out who is that and what happened and who done it. So that's my thoughts so far. I'll update you when I'm like 75% of the way through the book. My attention keeps going down because I keep looking at the cover of the book. I am liking the cover. I don't know why, but I do. So yeah, that's all for right now. I forgot to tell you this, but this kind of has a gothic feel. If you have read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, it is that whimsical but with a gothic vibe to it. I've always imagined that Adeline Grace is like the gothic counter version of Stephanie Garber. So yeah, that's just another tidbit I wanted to add. Okay guys, I'm just under 75% of the way through Belladonna. I am on page number 281, chapter 34. So, my thoughts are that I'm really liking the book, and as I told you, the main female character Signa Farrow has not been able to die, and she just wants to get into society, find a husband, live a normal life. But she has to solve a mystery. Someone is trying to kill her cousin. So there are masquerade balls in this book. We are just at that ball scene. Chapter 34, I'm loving that scene. It is just really fun to read, and I'm definitely going to continue the series. I think I could rate this a 4 star or above. My Libby does not have the audiobook of the second book, which I'm really bitter about, but it's whatever right now. I'll figure it out when I get to reading the second book. Signa just wants to have a normal life, but she can't because she can't die. She is definitely a unique female character, to say the least. I would recommend, if you like Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I originally soft DNF'd this book because I was not liking it, and I'm reading it now and I'm really liking it. So it just shows that right book, wrong time. So that's my thoughts so far. I'll update you when I'm done with this book, and thank you, Caitlin, for choosing this. So, guys, I officially finished Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I am back in my home and I'm so sad. I miss Goa so much. I wish I could live there, but that's what vacations are for, I guess. So, my final thoughts are that I'm gonna rate this book 4 stars. It was so fun, the ending. I'm definitely excited to read the next book, but I just want you to know that the main male character, Death, has watched the female main character grow up since she was like a little baby. So just keep that in mind. It made a few things weird for me, but if I ignored that, I think I had a fun time listening to it, immersive reading it. So that's my final thoughts on Belladonna. The humor in this book was top notch. This kind of also had a found family thingy in it, which I really loved. I loved Blythe. I loved bonds Signa formed with her cousin. So yeah, that's for Belladonna. Thank you so much for Caitlin, and like I guess I could also thank Freya for picking it because she originally did pick it, and I got a 4 star. I'm really happy. So let's just recap once. The first book I read in this video was Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. I rated it 3 stars. I'm kind of disappointed in it, but it's whatever. It was not a bad book by any means. It just did not meet my expectations. Then we read The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovolino. I rated that book 4 stars too. The magic system was amazing. I loved the magic system in that book so much. Highly recommend. The Yearning was, I really liked that book. It is one of the most uniquest fantasy books I've ever read. And then the last book we read was Belladonna. As I said, you know my thoughts. So that's all for today's video. Is there a berries emoji? Okay, my computer is not waking up right now. So comment the berries emoji if there is an emoji like that to let me know that you watched till the end of the video. I love you all so much. All of my links are down below. My Instagram, my Goodreads, my Fable, and all of that whatnot. Thank you so much again, Freya, Leah, and Caitlin for picking my reads. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, that's all for today's video. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.